What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we back again for another episode review of Sistas season 5, episode 20. What goes around? How many more episodes we got, baby? How many more episodes we got? Because, whoo, I can't take it. I cannot take it. Um, it's a strong possibility Ashley will not be back next season for a review. I can't. I think, honestly, I think season 3, the first half was a fluke. A fluke. Was it the first half of season 3 or was it the first half of season 4? One of those season 4s, one of those seasons that was really good, and we couldn't wait for the second half to come back quicker than it was in June. But either way, I feel like it was a fluke. Like, he gave us all of that, hyped us up, and it was real good. And then to give us all of this mess that ain't nothing, okay? We pick up what we left off last week with the whole situation about Danny finding out that Q was the one that was setting him up. Now, see, this whole scene pissed me off. And I'm about to tell you why. Because, first of all, Sabrina wasn't as pissed as I needed her to be. Danny wasn't picking up too quick on it. Because, listen, if... I get that either one or two things could have happened. Either you know him because he got some connection of, what's going on with your situation, Sabrina, or Sabrina messed around with him. Because you remember, they did say Sabrina liked them little roughnecks, whatever. So, that's why she was attracted to Jacoby. You know what I'm saying? So that could have been a possibility. But it took too long for her to go ahead and say, girl, he the nigga that set us up. He the one that got me and Maurice up in jail. He the one that lied and all that stuff. It took way too long. It was, girl, why you ain't tell? You ain't know? Why he up in there? Me and Danny like, who is he? What's going on? I'm sitting here like, Sabrina, tell her he set her up. He set you up and all of that stuff. Just get it out. Ain't nobody got time playing these guessing games or whatever. And then when we finally find out, the only thing that Danny is harping on is the fact that Q messed around with Maurice. And I'm sitting here like, oh, can we get to the good part? Baby, when they told him to get out, that motherfucker had the audacity to say, Madam, you ain't make no breakfast? Can I get some breakfast? I said, you know what? I'm pretty sure niggas do that too, okay? But at the same time, I just feel like it should have been a little bit more urgency with that. It should have been a little bit more fire in it, meaning, why Danny wasn't even pissed. Like, come on. It just didn't even... If I found out that I did something with one of my homegirl's exes, or one of my a person that did something to my homegirl or to my friend and got them into a whole bunch of trouble, and I had no idea that was them, and I did something with them or whatever, and I find out, do you really think I'm just gonna be like, all right, I'm finna be beaten. Sis, I'm finna be just cussing up a storm. I'm finna be pissed. I'm finna be so pissed, okay? Granted, there's really nothing that they can do about it. But at the same time, show that you, like, give a damn. That's what it felt like. Like, she really didn't care. And then Sabrina, like, what is your problem? Why do you keep on doing this? It's like college all over again. And, now they want to have a little intervention for her. And, Sabrina go up there to Andy and... Girl, Fatima, let me ask you this question. If you see one of Andy's friends come up there to the law firm where Andy works, why are you asking, are you here to see Andy? It irks me every time. Yes, she ain't there to see you. But, yeah, so, telling her about that whole situation. And, of course, Andy feels some type of way about it because I guess something like this... Everything that's happening right now in these girls' lives, something like this happened when they was in college. Remember when the whole situation happened with Gary squeezing Andy or whatever? They said something like this happened, and they alluded to something like this happening to Andy in college. Like, it got real bad. You know what I'm saying? And so now we have Danny, something happened like this with her in college where I guess she was just going buck wild. I don't know. So now they want to have a little intervention. Everybody come over to the house, and they gonna get Karen to come over and whatnot, and whatnot. Ooh, what the heck was that? All right, let me clear it out. That caught me off guard. But anyway, moving on from that. Also, she told her about Maurice. Maurice has the bail. Fatima gonna send a message to the wire the money to the number that she needs to send it to, whatever she sends in a text message. That's fine. The part about this situation when Andy brought up the whole bail money and all that stuff with Maurice, the part that bothered me was the fact that Andy had all of the nerves to ask Sabrina, so who was this man that you got this money from, and how did you get this money from him? Are you sure? He don't want nothing? Like, what are you doing? And that bothered me because, like Sabrina said, you get a lot of stuff from Gary, and so you trying to make it seem like I can't get nothing from niggas. But also, it bothered me because you literally just got a whole bunch of money to get Sabrina out and other stuff from Robin that he could have used for the company, and you did what for it? So if you didn't really do nothing for it besides give him sex way before you needed all of this, why ask her that? As if you think that Sabrina dumb enough to lay down and mess around with this man. But I also kind of feel like they put that up in there to question it, because we all been saying something about bio is not right. All right. Even Calvin had that little inkling. You know what I'm saying? He feels some type of way. Baby, when they was on the phone with Maurice, and Maurice talking about he can't wait to get a bubble bath and all that stuff, and, lose his virginity up in there and all that. Was it me or the guy that he told him to choke him that was sitting next to him when he was talking about getting the money and everything else? I don't know. A part of me got a little suspicious and wanted him to be quiet, because dude kept on peeking up at certain parts of the conversation. And I just don't know what's going on with that situation. Like, maybe we reading a little bit too much in, and maybe I caught on to something that I didn't need to catch on to. Because again, what was the purpose of that other inmate coming in and being in Maurice's cell and then saying the same thing that the prosecutor wanted him to turn on his friend, and he ain't got the bail money and all that stuff, and ain't the prosecutor doing the same thing to you? Then you got this other dude that's sitting on the phone, so-called talking on the phone, but yet he listening to Maurice and what he's saying. And it's like, if he feel like he finna get out, is he a snitch for the prosecutor that he can go over there and tell the prosecutor something, and then the prosecutor can try to mess it up and get his bail revoked or get it amped up, whatever, or they try to do something to Maurice while he up in there? I don't know. My mind just started thinking that a little bit, up until Maurice told that man to choke him. I said, Maurice, do you want to stay or do you want to go? Which one is it? All right. Anyway, moving on from that, let's get back to Andy and Robin. Robin had a little question because he felt some type of way about the situation that was going on, because Gary's supposed to be meeting up there with him, and he got a phone call from the person that gave him the money, basically saying that Gary had hit him up and said he'd give him a little bit more if he would send that money from him, and that Robin can give him the money back with just 10% interest. But if he want to keep that money, he gonna double the interest. Like, he gonna add more interest to what he already was having to pay. And so, Andy was like, that's kind of messed up. But Robin said, so why did you tell Gary? Did you tell Gary this because you in on this with him or whatever? And so therefore, that's why you told me to go hook up with this dude, And she felt real offended. And truth be told, I would have asked the same thing, because it's all messy. And at this point, I just don't feel like anybody in this situation should feel offended by anything, because anything can go. You don't trust anybody, You don't have no allegiance to me, Andy. And that's what Robin realized. And Robin found out the reason why Andy is doing this is because Andy trying to make partner. And if Gary get the firm or whatever, she's not going to do that. She's not going to have any protections to get her up there. If she do, if Robin gets to keep the firm or whatever. She got his back, and now she got to watch the way that she talk and act or whatever around him, and he gonna tell her, okay, well, my bad, I ain't mean to come at you like that, because I'm pretty sure that you didn't have nothing to do with it, I just had to check. You ain't got to be so sensitive. She said, no, baby, it's not me being sensitive, it's the fact that I slept with my boss earlier, okay, and I just gotta watch the things that I do, you know what I'm saying, because oops, I don't want to put out something and say that I'm being treated unfairly because I won't give him no more sex. See, that's why you don't fuck. If you go mess around with somebody at your job, don't do it with the big boss. Don't do it with the person that signs your checks. Don't do it with the person that can fire and hire you, okay? Don't do it with the person that could put you into disciplinary actions and stuff like that. Please don't. Do it with somebody that's probably on your level or below, bitch. Did y'all see that Paris? Why they put that up in there? What was the point of that? Is that gonna come back for a purpose or whatever? When Miss other secretary, main secretary lady, she told Andy that Paris had got her some flowers, and she was like, yes, she got those flowers from the lady downstairs on the corner. I said, wait a minute. Now see, it was one thing that it was Paris, and then you trying to make it, I don't know. Because out of all the men that Andy has messed around with, Paris is the one that has the least, okay? And I don't know if they threw that in there, especially saying that he got the roses or whatever from some woman on the corner, you know, to make it seem and show that he really ain't got much. He can't even go get some, you know, fancy roses or... Listen, a rose is a rose, bitch. They all grow out the goddamn ground. Okay, that's just what it is. So why am I paying? Girl, I would have took that shit and put it in a vase. Okay, not a vase, a vase. You know what I'm saying? All right, it was the thought that count. But then Andy gonna take it back and gonna give it to the girl. Since you know so much about the lady, you can go ahead and have it yourself. I said, you ungrateful bitch. See, if you would have stayed with Paris, you would not be up in all this mess. You really would not be all up in this mess. I truly believe that. Meanwhile, you know, moving on from that, what else was going on? Oh yeah, Gary and Hayden came up there to talk to Robin, and they think they got it in the bag, right? You know, they just got that smug, cocky look on their face and all that stuff, talking to him and, you know, telling him about the call, because he was like, how y'all doing? He was like, I'm good. And he was like, how you doing? And Robin said, I'm good too. And Gary was like, you're good? What you mean? And he was like, I'm good. It was like, why you good? I mean, you know that Hayden got somebody on the board that's a client, and you know they put the call in. He said, okay, yeah, tell me something that I don't know. And it was like, you know, they upped the money by like 10% or whatever, 20%, and so that means that you got to come up with $3 million more if you want to keep your position or whatever, and you got to come up with it right now. And see, at this point, Robin said, did you read the contract? And Hayden said, no, bitch, did you read the contract? And he was like, yeah, I read the contract, and it says paragraph 33 that I can come up with the money in a reasonable time. So they said, okay, well, bitch, what's a reasonable time for you? It was like 30 days, okay? And it was like, ain't nobody finna do no shit in no 30 days. And Robin said, okay, fine. Don't worry about it, baby. You'll get it at 5 p.m. tonight, okay? And they kind of stumbled a little bit. And I said, Robin, do you really got that? What's going on? Are you going to take this loan shark stuff or whatever? At this point, I would just let the company go. And I feel like it's just a bunch of pride and stuff, because I'm pretty sure Robin has the money that's needed to keep the company, but what he needs is that liquid money. He needs the actual money, that cash, that moolah right here and right there that's on hand, and that's what's messing him up, because he don't have it on hand. That's what I feel like what's going on. But at the same time, Gary doing all this shit over a bitch that don't even want him. That is the most petty and ridiculous thing ever. Meanwhile, Hayden got that girl up there filling out a freaking application. Fatima had to go back there and tell her girl, don't do that. Okay, you can't do that. We get some more information about him getting Heather on the book and all of this stuff or whatever. But, you know, old girl lied to Fatima and said that she wasn't going to fill out the application and continue to try to fill out the application. Mama couldn't even spell secretary, let alone say the word right. I said, get your That's hating speed. That's hating speed, okay? Somebody that he can manipulate, but really is manipulating him. All right, somebody that's gonna use him and suck him dry. She said, "Bitch, I'm finna get a job up here, and I'm finna take all his money." I said, "I mean, all right, do what you got to do." Meanwhile, speaking of Fatima, she gets on the phone with Zach, and you know, before that, she had a little conversation with Andy, let her know everything is cool. And, she stayed at home with Zach. They had a lot of talking to do. And they going to figure that situation out. They're going to be all right. That's basically what was going on with them. She told her to tell Zach that everything looks okay with the child support stuff that, she sent. Well, Karen sent her that he gave her. You know what I'm saying? Saying that his offer was real generous, all right? And she was like, "Are you sure he came up with this?" Fatima was like, "Hell yeah. I told him he needs to look into it, but he came up with everything else by himself." The way that they treat Zach is if he's dumb, okay? Like he's not smart enough to come up with certain things. Zach never, I don't know why they implied that he was dumb or whatever, but he just was at the wrong place at the wrong time, or he just was that type of person that always got into some mess. That doesn't mean just because a person is always in trouble, don't mean that they're stupid, okay, or dumb, or, not intellectual. You know what I'm saying? They just like doing the wrong things. That's just what it is. But she gets on the phone with him, and he was supposed to come meet her for lunch, but prior to that, she told him that the child support stuff looked good. That's what Andy said. And that she suggests that he goes down there to talk to Karen and apologize. He said, "I know I need to apologize." And he said, "But she ain't finna get on the phone and talk to me or whatever." She was like, "Go down there to her shop." So you want me to go down to her shop and risk somebody taking a picture of me and all this stuff, whatever. And this whole scene right here, it made me mad again because it went on way too long. She told you to go down there to the shop, meaning it's okay to go down there. You know that you needed to apologize, so go down there and apologize, all right? Stop all acting all, just do it. Just do it like it's such a big deal. You messed up. Be man enough to own up to your mistake and say, "I apologize for putting my hands on you and for hollering at you and coming at you the way that I came at you." Because Fatima said, "Baby, you gonna fix this before Karen have it up in her petty ass mind to say, you know what? That little statement that you gave me about the child support, that was cute then, but since you did this mess and poured this stuff, I want to do some more stuff. You need to give me more. You need to go down there and fix it right now." Okay? So then, speaking of Karen, she down there at the salon doing the hair or whatever. She get a phone call from Andy. Andy telling her, just give me a call back because Pam had to answer her phone because she was putting a permit to somebody here. And so, after all of that, Aaron comes in with some food. Now, I don't know if anybody caught this, and then you have to look at the way Karen was looking as well. Remember how we said Aaron was a little off when we first saw him? He was like, he had to be in control. You don't tell him what to do, or you don't do certain things that's not right or whatever. He'll get in his feelings a little bit about it. Like he'll get like real stern with it. And I just was like, no. Because at one point, Karen had said something and he came in her throat. And that was when they first met. And they was in the store and all that shit. It was just real weird the way that he was acting, I was like, he was hard. He was real hard and harsh, okay? And all of a sudden, they soft him up, okay? Then he get up in here, he bringing her food or whatever, asking Pam, did Karen have a smoothie and all that? And I'm sitting here like, if she didn't, what you gonna do, And she was like, "Okay, cool." He said, "I brought you lunch." She was like, "Thank you, babe." And was like, "I'm going to go back in the bag and I'm going to warm it up and you go eat." He was like, "Well, I got another client." "Okay, well, you got another client, but you go eat. The client can wait." Did you notice the way that his voice and his tone changed? And it was almost forceful, like, "Bitch, if you going to do what I say." Okay, what did I say? And Karen kind of caught that too, because her face kind of went, "All right." And then he go in the back, but then he come back. He was like, "I forgot spoons. I'm going to go get the spoons, okay? I'm going to go get the spoon." I said, I ain't like that little interaction. I said, "Oh, so will the real Aaron please stand up? I feel like the facade is about to break." Because y'all saw the preview. He was going to be arguing with another bitch in the parking lot. I said, first of all, that was a light-skinned woman So who is her? Who is her? Meanwhile, when we first met you, you was about to get a divorce from your wife. So who is her? Who is her? And we know Miss Lady had herself. You know what I'm saying? So who is her? Who is her? You know? And it was just about to be a mess. Meanwhile, I was thinking that Zach was about to pop up there and it was about to go down again. You know what I'm saying? But truth be told, Zach needs to apologize to both of them. That's how I feel. And speaking of Zach, baby, Zach get a knock at the door. And see, this also made me mad. Because why are we dragging it out? Baby, I'm not finna play guess who at this door. You knocked on my door. Some dude comes to the door talking about his name Joey is Fatima there. No, she not. Who is you? The person you knocked on my door, okay? The homeowner. What do you want? Don't worry about it. No. You asking about somebody that I know that stay here. What do you want? And he took forever just to say that he her baby daddy. And I said, what? Now, unless Fatima didn't tell us in Zatima, the show that's coming back on later this month, that she told us that with her ex, she had an abortion with him. That's the only mention of a child. And it's never been a child. That was just a embryo. That was egg and sperm. That was just what it was, okay? Was it a fetus? Baby, whatever the fuck it was gone, okay? It was gone. It was gone. It never saw the light of day. The way he said baby daddy was as if the kid was here. As if he's taking custody of her, of the him or her. Like, what? That don't make sense, Tyler. Who is... And then if it is a kid, you got... I don't. I'm not doing this, y'all. I'm not doing this. I'll save it for next week, okay? I will save it for next week. Please tell me how many more episodes we get. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I gotta go fix me something to eat. I'm so hungry. I really don't be hungry on days like this. But I am so hungry today. Girl, let me tell you, maybe it's because I drank a drink. Girl, I've been drinking smoothies in the morning, and this week I've been drinking all green smooth with flaxseed, fiber, greens, all types of greens. It's fucking my stomach up. I mean, it's good. It's cleaning me out, baby. And I mean, god damn. But anyway, y'all ain't need to hear that. I mean, we family. It is what it is. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this season. I mean, this episode. It drained me. I be cracking myself up. Anyway, I'll see y'all later, y'all. Peace.